topic is about restoring your health and reliving life. Now, why do we use the word relive? Uh, what are the kind of times that we are dealing in? And we are all a little challenged, a little frustrated at staying indoors. We've all faced this situation of being in the lockdown since March, and now it's almost November. Things are opening up, but what is the lesson that we have learned from COVID, and how should we incorporate that lesson in our everyday life? I had put up on my story at Rachna Restore saying that I'm going to be live from the Fab India official handle, and I had got a few of you sending me messages on Instagram asking questions on your health. So those of you watching right now also, while I shared with you the kind of times we live in and what are the golden rules for staying healthy, living a high energy, high quality life, you can start asking me questions here in comments, and I'll be happy to take your questions. If we just step back and say what kind of a situation we are in with COVID, and why we need to protect our immune system, and for how long is this situation going to continue? Pretty much for another year. But what have we learned about not repeating this situation? Why did this situation start? We are all a subset of the earth. If the earth is injured, human beings and life, nature gets injured, which means that the health of our planet affects each one of us, and our health gets affected. So if the immune system of the planet is impaired, the immune system of each one of us is impaired. So how do we start repairing and reliving the life? What we call, okay, till last year we used to be going out, we used to travel a lot, we used to be healthy. Suddenly we've got to take all these precautions. How do we protect our immune system from contracting any virus, from contracting any other infection, disease, and God forbid, if we've got any health issue, how do we come out of it? So I am Rachna Chachi, PhD Holistic Nutrition and Certified Cancer Coach, WHO Certified in Malnutrition for Infants and Children, and I'm going to help you understand how to protect your immune system so that you can protect yourself from infections and diseases. What I do with holistic nutrition is specific to disease reversal. So building the immune system is at the core of it. And what happens when you build the immune system? Your energy levels start increasing. When your energy levels start increasing, you will start realizing that the imbalance between your body and mind, which was there, starts getting back in balance. Energy is a direct result of whether we are feeling well or not feeling well. So if you are feeling fatigued, if you are feeling brain fogged, if you are feeling tired, you're not going to live your life fully. You're not going to be doing your tasks, fulfilling your dreams, having the energy to implement each and every one of your dreams. So how do you get your energy back? So a lot of it depends on holistic nutrition. Now, what is holistic nutrition? Holistic nutrition is a combination of physical nutrition, what you eat, what's on your plate, right? And emotional nutrition. So there are two components to holistic nutrition. Physical nutrition, which means what you eat, what is the construct of your plate, how are you eating it, at what time you are eating it, and how that energy inside you is getting dissipated in your gut, and other nutrients getting absorbed, not getting absorbed. Then there is the emotional nutrition. Why is emotional nutrition important? Is because emotional nutrition governs the response to stress. We have stress all around us. So you can't tell stress to go away. but we can change our response to stress. So when our response to stress becomes calmer, then the nutrients that we are eating through the physical nutrition which is on our plate, which is the clean good food, and I will come to what should be on the plate, that nutrition gets absorbed much better in the absence of stress. I'll give you a small example. When you feel anxious, there are so many of you, so many of us who experience acidity, heartburn, flutters in the stomach, just before an exam, just before an important interview, just before meeting your boyfriend or girlfriend. You've got anxiety. So you've got these stomach acids getting released. Now when these stomach acids get released, they start stripping your stomach lining. What do we call that clinically? That's called response to stress. When we start changing this response to stress and becoming calmer, the acid in our stomachs and digestive system starts calming down. What does that do? When the acids calm down, then the food that you are eating starts absorbing nutrients better. What does the immune system need to get higher energy and to protect you from viruses and diseases? Is nutrients. Now if this nutrients is malabsorbed because of a compromised gut, and your gut is compromised because of anxiety and stress, then the vicious cycle starts about low immunity, frequent colds, coughs, flus, then slowly inflammation levels start rising. Inflammation levels in the body start rising in the form of, you will have unexplained high ESR and C-reactive protein. Explained ESR, C-reactive protein levels happen when you are already diagnosed with an infection. But when you are not diagnosed with an infection and these levels continue to remain high because your immune system has started getting impaired because of the lack of absorption of nutrients due to the anxiety that you are feeling. You see, everything is connected then. At that point in time, your body is welcoming disease. So all lifestyle diseases, whether you look at type 2 diabetes, you look at heart disease, you look at all lifestyle cancers, almost 90% of cancers are lifestyle cancers. As a cancer nutrition expert, I see this on a daily basis. All these are connected to inflammation. What is connected to inflammation inside you that you can change? Your response to stress. So it boils down to protecting your immune system, strengthening your immune system if you want to live disease free and you want to have higher energy. When your immune system is stable, your mind and body are in balance with each other. At that point in time, your immune system is strong enough to protect you and your activity for disease is low, as well as your risk for getting a lifestyle diseases is low. I think somebody's already commented saying stress is a disease in itself. Very, very well put. Very right. Stress is the biggest trigger for diseases. So stress is a big trigger for depression. Stress is a big trigger for compromised gut, which, like I just explained to you, which leads to low immunity. Stress will raise your blood pressure, so it's a risk factor for hypertension, which means it puts your heart at risk. So stress can cause so many multiple diseases. Stress suppresses the immune system. What can cause stress? It can be your response to stress, and it can be fear. A lot of people experience fear. When the lockdown happened, a lot of people came to me and said that we are scared we are going to get the virus. That fear suppressed their immune system. Now, elimination of fear is as important as changing your response to stress, and they are both interconnected. They both need to be done together. How do you do that step by step? Is, like I said, incorporate a structure and a schedule of consistent holistic nutrition in your daily lives. There is no, somebody is asking, tell us an exercise for reducing anxiety. My dear, we are holistic beings. We are mind, body, soul. We are multidimensional in nature. If you think that there is a quick fix for everything, it's not true. So you have to, if your body and mind are responding or reacting in a multidimensional manner, then you have to do 5-6 things on a daily basis for that response to stress to die out, for your inflammation levels to be low, and for your immune system to be strong, so that you can have higher energy, low risk of diseases and infections. So remember, everything is connected. So I'm going to give you those 4-5 things which have worked for each and every patient of mine. I work across 27 countries and I've been doing this for the last 12 years with an extremely high rate of success in even reversing chronic diseases without medication. And those are the learnings and the clinical data that I'm going to share with you. You just have to do those 4-5 things and you're going to be able to have a higher immune system, higher energy, and be able to restore your immune system and start reliving the life that you had always dreamt of. Number 1. Now, if you've all got notepads, or if you want to watch this video later, again, it's going to be available on the Fab India official IGTV and on at Rachna Restores, which is my handle, IGTV. I'm going to be sharing it as well, or you can sit and make notes. First, most important thing, what is the construct of your plate? How do we eat? We eat a balanced diet for most of us means, okay, we are eating home cooked food, we are eating simple dal, chawal, roti, sabzi, all very good. But if your immune system is compromised, if your gut is compromised, if your anxiety levels are high, you need to flip the ratios on your plate. So what do? The easiest way to release anxiety and have higher immunity is that 50% of your entire meals should be vegetables. 50%. The power of vegetables in reducing inflammation levels, reducing your risk of diseases, and increasing your energy levels is the highest, and that has been proven day in and day out in a lab, in various medical colleges, clinical data and studies. So how do you increase that? I mean, you can't have one huge bowl of vegetable and then what do? It gets very boring. So you can have a cut salad, you can have one vegetable, and you have a cup of soup. That is 50% construct as vegetables in your meal. The other 50% can be the carbohydrate of your choice and the protein of your choice. What that will do is that it will cut down your carbohydrates. We don't need more carbohydrates. We need carbohydrates, but we don't need a large quantity. So this is also for people who want to get into fat diets and all, and keto diets, they are very harmful. They can be harmful to your kidneys. They are not sustainable. They can be done for a small amount of time, because the human body and mind need carbohydrates, they need protein, they need fats. Everything is required by the human body. So don't eliminate any group. So 50% of your plate is vegetables. The other 50% is the other items. Now, what are essential in the other items is good fats. Most of us do not eat good fats. What are good fats? Good fats are unsaturated cold pressed fats. So in India you get alsi. A lot of you will be familiar with alsi, flaxseed oil. It is extremely good in balancing hormones. It's extremely good in reducing inflammation levels. And when I say balancing hormones, I am not just talking about female hormones. I am also talking about male hormones. A lot of men over the age of 40 get into enlarged prostate because this one element of good fat is to balance hormones is missing in their diet. Please start incorporating it. For those of you who have access, start having extra virgin olive oil. Extremely good, anti-inflammatory, very very good to reduce anxiety levels. For the non-vegetarians over here, switch from chicken and red meat to oily fish. Oily fish has proven benefits in reducing anxiety, depression, high blood pressure, mood swings in women with hormonal issues, PMS. What is oily fish? Salmon, tuna, mackerel, sardines, herring, trout. This is all oily fish, extremely good. So those of you who are non-vegetarians, like to enjoy your non-vegetarian, 25% of your meal should be any one of these fish that I just mentioned. The other fish do not have those oils which have these anti-inflammatory benefits. So 50% vegetables, 25% fish. For vegetarians, what are the good sources of protein? Is you've got tofu, you've got whole lentils. For those of you who have issues of bone pain, uric acid, the only lentil allowed even as per Ayurveda is moong dal, because that does not create phlegm in the body. So please stick to that. For those of you who don't have issues, can have whole lentils, can have tofu, which is soya paneer, but have it twice a week. It has wonderful benefits if you have it in moderation. Nikita, I do not recommend any brand names for extra virgin olive oil, but I will say this, that always look for a glass bottle and it should say cold pressed or first press or cold extracted somewhere on the bottle. That will mean that the oil is genuine and it is not tampered with. Plastic bottles will leach the plastic into the oil, which is cancerous. So please do not buy any plastic bottles of extra virgin olive oil. Then the other 25% should be carbohydrate of your choice. Now, if you are a woman with hormonal issues, somebody with an autoimmune condition, somebody with type 2 diabetes, inflammatory conditions, avoid gluten, avoid wheat, white flour. What can you have? There are so many other options of carbohydrates available. White rice is a great prebiotic. It settles the stomach for those with digestive and gut issues. Then you've got red rice, black rice, quinoa, oats, ragi, bajra, amaranth, which is rajgira, that ratwala atta. There are so many carbohydrates. You can make rotis from those. And you know, one of the great recipes that all my patients love for the rotis from any of these attas is that you just grind it to a flour, then you put half a boiled potato in it, put some methi leaves. Now methi leaves are great to control blood sugar and balance female hormones. So you wash them with methi leaves really well, or take coriander leaves, again great for immunity. So you wash the leaves well and chop them, put them in, chop some onions. If you're fond of green chilies, you can chop some green chilies and put a pinch of ajwain and make that into, knead the flour and make it into a roti. It comes out yum. For those of you who have chronic fatigue syndrome and you need more vegan protein, you can make these kind of rotis from almond flour. It will give you the right kind of protein and it will give you energy for your muscles to start reversing the chronic fatigue. Someone is asking, is avocado oil recommended? Yes, of course. If it is first press virgin avocado oil, please have that. That is good fat. It is unsaturated. You can also take avocados and use them for your salad. Just remember that the good fat should be, in terms of calorie intake, about 15% of your entire meal, 15 to 20% of your entire meal. So don't sit and have the entire avocado. Have a little bit, have half of it, and then you can blend it in the salad. Now that is the construct of your plate. I will repeat what is the construct of your plate when we are looking at physical nutrition. 50% as vegetables, and that 50% can include a veg soup, along with a salad with extra virgin olive oil or flaxseed oil and one vegetable. The power of vegetables to prevent diseases, protect our immune system, infest our digestive system with natural probiotics is the highest. The other 50%, 25% should be a carbohydrate of your choice. If you are a woman struggling with hormonal issues or somebody with a compromised gut or a lifestyle disease, avoid gluten, avoid wheat and white flour. The wheat that we get is GMO wheat. So please avoid it. There are other carbohydrate options that I mentioned earlier. And 25% should be a good protein. Now this good protein can be oily fish, it can be tofu, it can be any nuts based. Remember, nuts are the most beautiful combination of good fat and protein. Most people come to me and say, we need protein, we need protein. The amount of protein you need, if you are having nuts consistently, you will be able to, get your protein options. Also for women with hormonal issues and those with inflammatory issues and conditions like heart disease, blockages, cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, bone pain, autoimmune conditions, cancer, please avoid milk and milk products. Milk and milk products have the hormones of the cow, even if they are organic milk and milk products, only for those people. If you are healthy, you can definitely have 5 to 10% of your entire meal as animal protein. So remember, animal protein, milk and milk products, milk, paneer, cheese are all animal protein. So don't go beyond that. That is about your physical nutrition. What is the other aspect of physical nutrition? It is sleep. Now I want to know, a lot of you are asking questions. Tell me, how many of you are sleeping well? Anyone? Anyone who sleeps for 8 to 9 hours? I'm trying to see your responses as we go. I don't know anyone except for me who sleeps for 8 to 9 hours. So sleep is, Arpita is saying this, I'm assuming that she sleeps. Rihanna says she sleeps. Gaurav is saying no, I don't sleep. Sejal is saying me. Very nice, Sejal. So you got to. Farah is also saying yes. I am also live on my Facebook. Please, people, understand that sleep is your body's way of repairing itself. Every day we have wear and tear. Every day we have stress. Every day there is wear and tear. What is aging? What is early aging? You say, body has got accelerated aging. The biggest factor for accelerated aging is if you sleep for 5 hours, 6 hours. Sanjay, that's not good. Sanjay Kumar Pandey is saying he sleeps for 5 to 6 hours. So, please, you are putting your heart at risk. Your body needs, as per even the National Sleep Foundation last year's study says, between 7 to 9 hours for an adult. And for children, it is above 9 hours. Now, I don't know any teenagers or children who sleep for 9 hours. And when you look at teenagers today, they are grappling with anxiety, they're grappling with skin issues, hair fall, weight issues, inability to learn their chapters or syllabus or curriculum. Why? Because sleep is our way of resting the brain, rejuvenating our brain cells, resting our body, rejuvenating our body. When we don't give the input of sleep, then these problems start. If you've got a teenaged child with these kind of problems, tell them just sleeping for 9 hours every day is going to make them sharper in class, is going to make their skin glow, and all the pimples are going to start disappearing. It's also going to give them higher energy. A good time to sleep, Rihanna is asking what's a good time to sleep. Everyone has different body clocks, but generally speaking, don't do a 2 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's not healthy. Please start sleeping by 11. Yeah, so start sleeping by 11 and you can get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's 9 hours of sleep, because when you get into bed at 11 a.m., you're not going to go and go to sleep like that. You will need a little bit of warm up time, especially somebody who's not used to sleeping at 11 during the lockdown. All of us, our body clocks went for a 6 because we were up late at night. So if you are changing your habit of sleeping, then you must make sure that you get into bed with a hot cup of chamomile tea with a spoon of organic honey. Very important, because organic honey has the probiotics which settle your stomach. If your digestion is not settled, you're not going to get good sleep. So finish your dinner early. If you're going to get into bed at 11, your dinner should be over by 8. Then at 11 o'clock, sit with a cup of chamomile tea, put a spoon of organic honey, listen to some soft music or have a nice conversation with your loved ones. Sip on your chamomile tea. Chamomile tea has natural relaxants which will start calming you down. And once you finish your chamomile tea, you'll realize that you're already feeling drowsy. It's a beautiful way to start sleeping. For people who are not working, they can easily sleep a little earlier or get into bed a little earlier. They can get into bed at 10 o'clock. But for most of us who are working, or for a lot of homemakers who are managing families in these times, your kids are working from home, your spouse is working from home, your work has suddenly doubled, then 11 is a safe time to stay. So start pushing the entire family that all lights out. If you can keep it at 10, nothing like that. Now that all is the construct of a physical nutrition. Can you all do it every day? Every day, day after day. When you do this, you will start realizing that your rejuvenation process is going to start. Now what do we call rejuvenation process? Is repair work. So the aging aspect starts slowing down. You wake up fresher the next day. Your mind is sharper, whether you are working or in school or college. Suddenly you realize that you are able to do tasks much faster, because your brain needs the right kind of sleep and energy. You got the energy from the food, from the plate construct that I talked about. Good fats are brain food, and then you gave your brain the sleep. People who are overweight will start realizing that they're losing weight by just fixing all this. So please start incorporating all these. Then we come to the emotional nutrition. Now, emotional nutrition is changing your response to stress and strengthening your immune system by changing your response to stress. How do you do that? Anyone? So emotional nutrition is about calming yourself down. Now, how do you calm yourself down when you've got 20 things going on in your head? You've got, okay, I've got to do this, I've got to pack the tiffin, I've got to make this presentation, I've got to put my calendar in, I've got to send the Zoom invite, everything. Everyone will say meditation. Buddy, how are you going to do meditation if you are mind is whirring? You can't. Meditation means your mind has to calm down. So, breath work. That is where the power of cooling pranayams comes in. What are cooling pranayams? Cooling pranayams are Anulom Vilom, Shitali, Brahmari. Now Anulom Vilom is the most balancing. So if there is a mind-body imbalance, just doing Anulom Vilom is going to start balancing. But don't do it, like 50 counts, 100 counts. No, that's not going to have the effect that you want it to have in terms of calming your response to stress. You have to sit down, put on some soothing music and do it for 15 minutes at a stretch. When I talked about what I do and my qualifications, I'm also a certified yoga teacher from the Yoga Institute, Mumbai. And Anulom Vilom is one habit that will lower your blood pressure, reduce your anxiety levels and start repairing your digestive system. It's extremely boring to sit down for 15 minutes and do Anulom Vilom. So what do? You use the power of music therapy. So everyone is here on the phone, create 7 playlists. Each playlist should have different songs, but they should be soothing songs, right? So you can listen to Sufi one day, devotional the other day, romantic songs the third day, instrumental the fourth day, whatever works for you. So create these 7 playlists so that for those 15 minutes you are not bored. You are listening to beautiful music, and please tell your family members or office or loved ones, whoever, wherever you are, please tell them that the world is not going to change in 15 minutes. Leave me alone for 15 minutes. Don't come and ask while I am doing my Anulom Vilom that what should I make for dinner or what time will so and so come. Everything can wait for those 15 minutes. Those 15 minutes are your 15 minutes where you need the quiet me time for self-nurturing for yourself. So just make sure that you get those 15 minutes of time and put on your playlist for that day. And how do you do Anulom Vilom? Now, if you have noticed, a lot of people will do Anulom Vilom like this. Don't do that, please. You are trying to do calming work. You are doing calming breath, right? This is not calming. This is calming. You are filling yourself with energy in, which is going to calm you down. There is no hurry. That is why I say don't do 50 counts, 100 counts. Because what will most people do? They'll say, okay, 50 counts, over. So when you are not bothered about counts and you have to do 15 minutes at a stretch, then you are going to give it that time. So give yourself that time. The longer your breath, the more you will get calm. And then what should you aim for? After 10 days of doing Anulom Vilom, your resting pulse rate should start coming down. My resting pulse rate is 58. It's healthy. My heart is healthy. That's what you need to aim for. So please start doing that. Physical nutrition, emotional nutrition, sleep. 15-20 days later, you will start feeling the energy kick in. What is energy a sign of? Energy is a sign of the immune system repairing itself, of the restoration of health happening. And when you start getting that energy, you should start making a to-do list of your dreams. Why? Because when you start reliving your life, you need energy. Now that you have fixed your energy, you can make your to-do list and you can actually say, okay, these are my dreams and goals that I want to accomplish in my life. If my health is good, if my energy levels are good, if my mental alertness levels are good, all the holistic nutrition that I have spoken to you has these results, these 3 results. So if all 3 are balanced and good, then you will be able to finish work faster. You will be able to plan ahead. You will be able to have not just energy, but you will be able to enjoy each moment. So nurture yourself with these 3 things. The rest will follow. Yes, you can go for a walk. Yes, you can do other exercises. Those are things that you are going to find in the common domains of health as well. What I am talking to you about is very, very specific to reducing your response to stress, increasing your immunity, reducing your inflammation levels, protecting yourself from viruses, infections and lifestyle diseases including cancer, and reliving the life that you've always wanted to. So these are some of the golden rules that you have to just follow. It's not so difficult. On a daily basis, these are the 3-4 things that we can easily do, right? I'll just look at now some of the questions. there was a question that came to me earlier, which was about somebody had got uveitis, which is an autoimmune condition. Now that is an inflammatory autoimmune condition. If that person is watching this video, you need to get on to a specific autoimmune diet, which is an elimination diet, along with certain breath work and along with certain gentle yoga, and uveitis actually starts responding. Please remember, it's not your eye. In any autoimmune condition, when the body part starts degenerating or reacting or having a flare up, it's not that body part, it's your immune system attacking it. You fix the immune system, you're fixing the underlying cause. And then you just start seeing that flare up and response dying out. I'm taking more questions now. Keep your questions ready. I'm taking questions about health. I'm worried about my mother. She's always stressed out. Moms are like that. Even for unwanted things, I don't know what I can do. First of all, Neha, sit with your mother and hold her hand and thank her for everything that she has done. None of us thank our mothers. We just think everybody has a mother. Mother is supposed to make food for me. Mother is supposed to be there to help me with the homework. Mother is supposed to understand. But mother is also a woman. She's not just mother. She's also living a life where she is stressed about you. She is stressed about maybe your father. She is stressed about the family. Who is nurturing her? Who is looking after her? So ask her. Neha, hold your mother's hand and ask her, when did you last self-nurture? When did you put yourself first? Why don't I help you create your own holistic nutrition plan? I will do it with you. I will be your friend. Daughters are beautiful. I have a daughter, and it's so beautiful to have daughters. We are blessed. Become her friend. Get her to start nurturing herself. With whatever I have said, you will need to maybe cajole her, maybe try to emotionally convince her, just the way she used to do with you when you were 2 years old and you didn't eat. She didn't yell at you. She would talk to you, she would play games with you, and she would feed you. Similarly, you've got to start teaching her how to self-nurture, because in nurturing you, she has forgotten how to nurture herself. Help her in doing that. Help her with her own holistic nutrition. Her stress levels will die out automatically. So for those of you who have joined in late and are asking questions about repeating what I did, this video is going to be available on Fab India official IGTV. It's going to be available on my handle at Rachna Restores IGTV. You can watch it and make your notes, because they're very clear, specific steps on incorporating, and they're very simple steps. But the power of our mind and body is so miraculous in rejuvenating, restoring our health, that if we just do it day in and day out, consistently, those 4 or 5 things that I talked about in physical nutrition, emotional nutrition, and sleep, just do it every day, day after day. Even if you don't believe in it, do it mechanically. 7th day, I am sure you are going to inbox me and say thank you, because you're going to start feeling healthier, more energetic, happier. Stomach is going to feel better. Some of you would have lost weight, those of you who need to lose weight. I have surgery, had 10 days back, and blood sugar patient. I want to reduce my weight. Please tell me healthy diet. Savita, you need to see this video on IGTV a couple of times. I have specifically talked about people with inflammation and type 2 diabetes, which is high sugar. You can easily bring it down. In your carbohydrates, you should not be having wheat, gluten in any form. You should have millets, or you should have bajra or amaranth or quinoa as your carbohydrates. So please, the rest of the rules are already there. The good protein that you need to have can be nuts and seeds, tofu, oily fish if you're non-vegetarian. But 50% of your plate has to be vegetables, and you have to have good fats. This will also help you recover from the trauma of the surgery. I'm stressed and have anxiety and insomnia, but if I do Anulom Vilom, I feel I'll drop my BP. You will drop your BP because you will reduce your anxiety levels. So please remember, in Anulom Vilom there is a balance created. So it's great for people who have high blood pressure or high anxiety. Then there are people who have low blood pressure but high anxiety. What is Anulom Vilom? It is alternate nose breathing. We have the left side of our nose and the right body and the right side of our body. The left side is Chandra and the right side is Surya. What is Anulom Vilom doing? It is balancing both. So just by doing this on a daily basis, you are not going to drop your BP if your BP is already fine. It's going to balance it out. Neha is saying, I try to sleep more, but I can't sleep more than 11 to 6:30. Neha, every habit that we change takes time to start getting formed. If you remember, I don't know, I'm sure everybody has changed homes, shifted home. When you shift into a new beautiful home, you take 15 days to be able to unpack the boxes and sleep better. You don't run away from your home. In the same way, when you are changing a habit for 15-20 days, your body is not going to accept those changes. That is where the power of consistency comes. Get into bed every day at 6:30 when you wake up. Do not get up from the bed. Close your eyes and do some deep breathing. Just lie down on your back with your legs, knees facing the ceiling, bent and facing the ceiling. One of your palms on your stomach and do some deep breathing when you wake up at 6:30. Within 10 minutes you will realize that you are dozing off again. So start doing these cognitive techniques that you do, adapt every day, and soon 4th or 5th day you will realize that you are not waking up at 6:30. Okay, you woke up at 7. Also look around you, Neha. Are you getting disturbed? Is the doorbell ringing? Is somebody coming? Are you stressed that you need to start your work day earlier? Push everything by 2 hours. Nothing's going to happen. Don't worry. Push your sleep is more important than anything for your health. So push everything by 2 hours. We are running out of time. I'll just take the last 2 questions. My daughter has fibromyalgia. Any holistic nutrition recommendation? Yes, Jasmine, fibromyalgia is a form of, it mimics autoimmune conditions. And chronic fatigue and pain in this area and back is very, very common. There are specific autoimmune anti-inflammatory programs that we run at Rachna Restores. But simply put, whatever is on Google or with any general nutrition guidelines or nutritionists, it does not apply to autoimmune conditions. So you've got to be very, very specific with her. Give her the only kind of proteins that are going to reverse her fatigue are nuts and seeds, organic eggs and oily fish. It is very important for her to have organic honey with green teas and chamomile teas to start settling her gut, because fibromyalgia will also have an underlying issue of acidity, gut issues. Many young girls with fibromyalgia also have hormonal disruptions. So please check her PCOS profile, check her hormones levels. Are they fluctuating? Then if they are fluctuating, you will need to eliminate things like milk and milk products, but you will need to add the good fats like flaxseed oil, fish oil, nuts and seeds, so that you can balance her hormones. This will also reduce her pain levels. Nikita is asking anything for high triglycerides and high LDL. Okay, he's always stressed. Okay, Nikita, first of all, stress is going to raise your triglycerides and LDL. Now, if triglycerides are high, the first thing you need to check for is fatty liver. Because in most people, high triglycerides are connected to enlarged or fatty liver. Cut out bad fat. That's the first rule. And cut out the quantities of carbohydrates. What is bad fat? as little cooked fat as possible. The refined vegetables oils that we get in the market are not good for these conditions. So I'm not saying keep the food bland, make the food tasty, but cut out the bad fat. Add in the good fat, avocados, flaxseed oil, extra virgin olive oil, oily fish. Good fat will cut bad fat. Triglycerides and LDL is bad fat in the body. This good fat from the unsaturated cold pressed fat is going to cut the bad fat. That's the first thing that your husband has to do in terms of his lifestyle changes. Check for enlarged or fatty liver. If he's eating more carbohydrates, cut down on the carbohydrates. He needs to shift to more vegetables. Why? Because vegetables, when they increase in quantity in the gut, they are going to start flushing out the bad fat. They have the fiber and phytonutrients to flush it out. So do these two things. If the levels still don't come down, you can take specific holistic nutrition advice. You can inbox me, I will give that to you. And ask him to reduce his stress levels by doing Anulom Vilom and sleeping 8 to 9 hours. I think we are running out of time now. So I will call it a day and wishing you all a wonderful evening. Please, for those of you who joined in late, this video is going to be saved on the IGTV handle of Fab India Official and at Rachna Restores, which is my handle. It's also going to be there on my Facebook page at Rachna Restores. You can watch it anywhere, but since you're already on the Fab India Official handle, after I finish this video, you please watch this video on the Fab India Official IGTV. You can make your notes. You can inbox me on at Rachna Restores for any more questions. Wishing you a wonderful evening ahead. Namaste. God bless you.